But anyway, let's get into our final topic and let's talk some homosexual news. And let's talk about the co-founder of Finland being dropped as a judge at the International Mr. Leather competition because there's a scandal surrounding photos of him wearing Nazi regalia. Now, when I saw this channel, I gagged. Now, shout out to Out Magazine for this story, by the way. So, International Mr. Leather, the world's oldest leather conference and competition, has removed Dirk Denner, a co-founder of the Tom of Finland Foundation, as one of its judges. Now, David Ronenberg, IML's executive director, announced the development in a Sunday Facebook post following outcry after photos of Denner wearing Nazi regalia began circulating online, saying, "I've been trying to write a post that isn't angry, but I am angry, very angry. New information that came to me this morning regarding one of the IML judges clearly indicates that he is not fit to be part of the organization. Hate has no place at IML, period, full stop," voted Ronenberg without naming Denner by name. And then I actually agree because I have a lot of friends who have competed in the IML or any kind of leather stuff. Like I have friends who are, and funny enough, I saw him the other day when I was working the wrestling match. Um, we have Rock Bar. I forget what his title is. I think it was Mr. Rock Bar. They have their leather representation, all the stuff, and also they do one. I know they do a leather contest out in Fire Island. I think he won that one too. But the leather community is very much a well-oiled machine, and for them not to include this or to go in on somebody like him for wearing Nazi regalia, I'm here for it because one of the things I love about the leather community, and I'm not necessarily knee deep in it, but I have friends, like I said, who's in it, and I've been to some leather establishments. The people are very friendly. So they said anyone who wears hate-based imagery or symbols, whether Nazi regalia or a fucking MAGA hat, has no place at the table, no voice in the conversation, and can fuck right off. Well, damn, he said he was trying to be nice about it. They said there is no gray area here. A most sincere thank you to everyone who brought this information to our attention. Thank you for holding us accountable and pushing us to do better. We must do better. Now, over 2,000 contestants from 27 countries compete annually for International Mr. Leather, which this year is set to begin in May in Chicago. Contestants win competitions in local gay bars or contestants before vying for the top prize through pageants like categories. So yeah, like I was saying before, I have friends who have competed in local gay bar leather competitions, have won, and have competed for IML. And then said that so they compete in local gay bars or or contests before vying for the top prize through pageant like categories, which include evaluation of physical appearance, leather attire, and an oral presentation. As of Tuesday, Denner was no longer listed among the judging panel. So I am curious, who are they going to pick as his replacement? I don't think they have a replacement as of yet. So they said Ronenberg's decision to oust Denner occurred one day after pup Diego Onyx. Oh, I know some Onyxes. Shout out to him, who holds the title of Mr. Bullet Leather 2024, posted several images of Denner wearing various Nazi symbols on different occasions, including what appeared to be a swastika pin and the what is that word? Partiadler, also known as they say it's a Nazi eagle on a leather hat. I'm like, y'all with these fancy words. Is that I love that one of the judges this year of IML Inc. enjoys wearing Nazi regalia. A huge part of the LA leather community has been keeping this under wraps for far too long, and so have many others. Why would anyone feel safe running for a contest if he's a judge? This is what Onyx captioned. Please share if you find this problematic as well, considering the amount of trans POC trans slash POC slash Jewish slash essentially anything but white in our country who deserve respect. This is beyond fucked up. This is what he added. Now, JL Carter, Mr. Sister Leather 2024, also spoke out against Denner last week online, saying more than one person suggested I should run this year in the IML competition. I think not. This is what Carter wrote on Facebook on Saturday. My only regret is not speaking up about this sooner because it's the worst kept open secret in the leather community. Particularly, they said the LA leather community. It's why I don't go to the Tom House anymore. So, sitting there thinking that this is like a well-oiled machine, a great community and stuff, but now the tea is coming out that things ain't always, what you see ain't always the truth. That there's been some open secrets and things that's going on. Yeah, I had to put this picture up. I think the one on the left is Little Nas X. The one in the middle is Long Coming, and then on the end you got Billy Porter serving sexual Leatherman teas. Excuse me. So yeah, I was thinking I didn't know that this shenanigans and shade and all this other mess was going on out in LA. So they said the Tom House is the one-time LA home of Tuco Laaksonen, more popular known by his artist name Tom Finland, because I did see the Tom Finland biopic, so that's how I knew that name. Where the Tom Finland Foundation is based. Now, founded in 1984 by Denner and Laaksonen, the foundation works to preserve the legacy and art of late Finnish illustrator whose drawings of hypermasculinity, first begun during the rise of Nazi Germany, have become staples in both gay bars and art galleries, and even fashion collaborations with Diesel. I would also think that Nasty Pig kind of models themselves a little bit in the Tom Finland type of world. Although I'm liking their new fashions as of late. The drawings, many featuring muscled white men as authority figures like Nazis, have no strangers to controversy, with ongoing debates over whether they glorify or attack abusive power systems. Now, in addition to being an archive, the Tom House also hosts artist residencies and events. So, in a follow-up post, Carter alleges that Denner also made racist remarks towards Black and Latino members of the leather community at a February 2024 event, saying this man categorically should not be a judge at IML, stated Carter. It's complicated and troubling that so much of our aesthetic in the leather community comes from Tom Finland drawings, which glorify the Nazi uniforms. Now, Edward Sella, CEO of Tom Finland, released a statement on Tuesday on Instagram in response to the controversy. Tom Finland Foundation unequivocally condemns all racism and hatred, probably now that y'all been called out, and it's been taken to a point where they had to, get rid of his behind as a judge. And they said that, and all symbols that are used to convey such views, he stated, as a foundation, we hold ourselves to the highest standard of inclusivity, equity, and respect for all individuals. And we reject any content or behavior that runs counter to these principles. Now, Sella added that the harm caused by recent actions requires more than words. It requires sustained effort and accountability in order to rebuild trust, to ensure that our work supports and uplifts all members of our community, including those who are marginalized. He encouraged concerned members to email administration at tomoffinland.org, as part of the beginning of an open dialogue. The statement did not specifically mention Denner or the IML incident. Now, in a statement to Out, Onyx expressed frustration that it took international attention for Tom Finland to say something about Denner's donning of Nazi regalia, saying, why is it always the job of younger trans POC people in the leather community to bring it to the attention of everyone when it was widely known as the best not kept secret? Now, everything I posted in my Facebook and my IG were all public photos, easily found if you dig deep enough. As an organization as big as TOF, one would think somebody would say something, right? Guess not. And Dirk's apology that he made, but is only visible to friends on Facebook, you're not sorry. You're just sorry you got caught. Now, Tom Finland Foundation has not yet responded to requests for comment. So I'll definitely be following this as it goes on. And I had no idea all of this was going on. I'm glad this tea is being spilled, because I'm like, look, I'm not just going to sit up in here and talk about celebrity news. We're going to talk about the homosexual stuff and what's going on in our communities as well, particularly what's going on in the leather community. Now, I'm not going to sit up here and try to act like I'm well versed in what's going on in leather. I do go to the Eagle every now and again. And I do partake in a little leatherizations of things when I go and support friends of mine who are in the leather community. But, so that's as far as it goes in regards to the whole leather thing. Now, knowing all of this stuff that's going on, I'm like, yeah, we definitely need to bring all this up. And this is definitely something that needs to be talked about. And why, and I do agree, why does it take someone who is a person of color or someone who is a part of a QPOC, we'll just go with that, a queer person of color? Why is it that it always has to be one of us that has to be the one to step up to the plate? Where's all the white people within the leather community? Why wasn't y'all out here calling out one of your own for doing this? Is it because that the regalia and stuff that he's wearing, y'all feel like that's part of the culture? It's embedded in the culture because of what um Tom of Finland represents. So we don't rock the boat. We don't make any qualms or say anything about that. We just go along with it because it's been so long embedded in our culture that we just look the other way until someone who is a person of color finds it a problem and wants to bring it to the people's attention. And now they're reacting to it. So look, I'm glad you brought attention to the thing. I'm glad they did something about it. If this person is going around making racist comments towards people or anti queer comments or saying things towards other people, then yeah, they definitely need to be called out, and they should not be up here and they should not be up in here representing. I don't know why this picture won't go over to the picture. Let's try that again. And they don't want to go up in here and represent because that's the one of the iconic photos from Tom of Finland. So, and if you're gonna bring it to the attention, then sometimes that's the only way that we can get the attention of things, that you got to make it a big deal. And I'm glad that the press, the queer press, is starting to pick this up and talk about it. So shout out to you, Al, for bringing this to people's attention. And that's why I'm bringing it here, so to hear what you guys got to say. So I say all this to say, for those who in the leather community, for those who are well versed in this thing, I definitely want to hear from you guys in regards to this story. If y'all got some tea, definitely drop it in the comments, because I'm gonna cut this up and I'm gonna add it as like a little separate segment, because I definitely want to hear from you guys, especially like I said, those of you within the leather community. So sound off in the comments down below.